Well, it's dark this afternoon.
I think you raised earlier on in the evening about service charges and about the costs associated with affordable housing. Has anyone got any ideas about what we can do within this document in terms of tackling that issue of service charges? Any solutions for what we do?
Well, I think it's a government plan that they don't put rents up. So what they're doing is, if we shout and bawl, which the council should own our places, not these landlords, we've got somebody to go to. We've got a councillor, we've got an MP, etc., etc. Right? They should own our places. And when we got a life, yes, they've now put on service charges. And that particular place I keep on about, God forbid I should ever end up there, £35 a week is their service charges to Dominion Housing Association. Now, these are the up-and-coming, they've been around a lot, but now they seem to be getting into more developments. Now, if you think that's right, and who's going to work for £240 a week under social housing? No way.
Is there any... Yes, gentlemen.
I'm sorry to come back at you, but I can quote you an example from Bow. Now, Bow is East London. They have a lot of so-called affordable housing, and my daughter, unfortunately for her, against my advice, decided she was going to buy, as a second owner, a council house which had been sold to under buy to let.
Yeah.
She is now being clobbered left, right and centre for excessive charges by the association, and the local authority people who live there, as of right, haven't been sold on and all the rest of it, are being subsidised by the people who bought on second time. So it may not be an example I can quote from your neck of the woods, put it bluntly, but I can quote it in detail, if necessary, from Bow. Now, Bow East London is supposedly a deprived area, but it's not. It gets more government-funded support than any other borough in London. It is one of the richest boroughs because Tower Hamlets gets money which no other borough gets, and yet it is one of the most deprived areas in London.
So
what you've got to do is talk to central government and tell them what goes on in Bow, and maybe it'll help you.
No, they do it already in Church Street and the Queen's Park area. The government gives them money called regeneration, and they get extra money in the areas.
But it doesn't get on the scale of Bow. Bow Tower Hamlets gets the highest amount of money of any borough, deprived borough in the country.
Sorry, can we take the gentleman behind, please, the microphone?
I'm a leaseholder in Church Street, and not all the leaseholders live in their flats. They let them out, and consequently, the tenants. You have a revolving system of tenants, and so there's no really continuity with anybody there because you don't know. And also, City West Homes from the management office charge me twice a year management and maintenance charges.
I recognise there are charges. I don't think that's the question I'm asking. Have any of you got any solutions that you want to put forward? So the affordable housing, the affordable housing that we secure in the future. Have any of you got any ideas about things you think we could put in policy to make sure to tackle this issue? There's a woman here and then the councillor down the back.
When we're talking about space, we need 3-bedroom family spaces. Quite often we just put 3-bedroom. What I would like to see in the policy is 3-bedroom 5 people, 3-bedroom 6 people. Because quite often that 3rd bedroom is very, very small, and I bang on every time in planning about how big the last bedroom is. And I just think it's very important now, instead of just saying we want 3 bedrooms, we actually specify in those bedrooms whether it has 2 people or 1. So we put 2-bedroom 4 or 2-bedroom 3, 3-bedroom 5 or 3-bedroom 6.
Okay. Okay, all right. I think we'll move on to the final question, which is that I think we've discussed a little bit earlier on about there are some circumstances as a last resort where we take a payment in lieu rather than provision of the affordable housing on site. And would you support a land value area approach to how we calculate those payments in lieu? So whether or not you want to say what we do at the moment.
No. Land value, proportionately, you don't spend.
It's getting into quite, excuse me, it's getting into quite a technical area, this, but the calculation of the amount of money that they must pay us to spend on affordable housing elsewhere is largely the same right across the city at the moment. There are only quite restricted areas where we seek a larger amount of money. It's about a third, I think, on top of the normal sum, and that's just in Belgravia and Mayfair, a few very specific areas. What we're looking at as an idea, and we'll be seeking views on, is the idea that a much more subtle gradation of that range of amounts of money we seek across the city should be perhaps sought, so that the higher value areas we get a good deal more than 33% on top, and there'll be a gradation right down through to lower value areas. Interested in people's views.
There's a new valuation body, isn't there, that's just been set up? A new one.
Well, it makes
Well, they can
excellent
deal with
sense to make those that have got it pay. I mean, in areas like Mayfair, which I presume has got a high, yes, but they've got incomes you wouldn't even begin to dream of.
So you would support
Yes, I
that
agree,
approach?
yes.
Okay. Was there anybody else who wanted to? Yeah, the gentleman down the back, please.
I assume you will link that to viability, the scheme overall. Well, the scheme's not viable, it's not going to happen, is it? So it's a bit of a wide question, isn't it?
Okay, so there would be other criteria that we need to look at. And this gentleman here at the back?
Not viable.
I think you've got to be very careful with your objectives and don't start straying into fiscal areas here. This is planning policy about housing. We talked earlier about trying to be adaptable, trying to make opportunities come about. It would be really difficult without adding layers of complexity to what is a very challenging environment to bring forward any resolution.
Okay, so thank you. And the gentleman here?
I can see the advantage in having a land value approach to this, because there will be circumstances where the developer may say, well, in that case I'll build in on the edge of Paddington, I'll build in the edge of Harrow Road or Westbourne. So I can see the advantage, but of course it's all a question of what land is available. That's the reality, and the reality is that the land that will be available will be either a commercial building that's going to be pulled down in the West End, or a hotel that's changing use, or so the opportunities are in the central activity zone. That's the reality. So I think it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other. I can see the advantages of both.
Okay, thank you very much.